All right, just shy of 3:30. Gonna start out here at the Goose Creek Trailhead. What you see behind me is going down into the burn scar. So the trailhead is opposite of what you're seeing, but in the direction of what I'm facing. And we're gonna head down here until the junction of the Hankins Pass Trail, and we'll head west on that trail instead of staying north on the Goose Creek Trailhead. The intentions are to circle back around on that in 2 days' time. So after descending from the trailhead down into the burn scar, after about a minute or two, you're gonna reach the bridge. And after you cross the bridge, there's the option to go north on Goose Creek Trail or west on the Hankins Pass Trail. We're gonna bear left and go west. Just shy of an hour in, and the trail's a little hard to follow. So you can see there's not much, but what do you expect? I'm out here hiking in the wilderness after a couple inches of snowfall. There are some marks, tracks, if you will, of some critter that has graced its presence along this trail before me, but yeah, I'm feeling it. A lot of uphill. Mika doesn't mind. This is her element. Ain't that right, girl? Don't mind the snow on the nose. She got thirsty. All right. It's absolutely quiet and beautiful. Parked the car, didn't see anyone at the trailhead. No other vehicles in the lot. No footprints on the trail. I probably expect it'll be that way for the rest of the week. And I don't know, maybe tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, I'll pick up some people. But for right now, just me, the dog, the trail, and some other critter that's scooted along before us. Whew. Well, they say it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Right now it happens to be about 5 o'clock right here. So it'd be mountain time, 5 o'clock. Still absolutely gorgeous. I've been hiking through what's left of, looks like a really bad blowdown area. Ton of aspens, very minimal evergreens. But they have been not so much in the way. There's been a few of them, but not so much. Hiking through them for about the past half hour or so. Headed the direction you see on the camera there. And like I said, it's about 5 o'clock, so we'll see how far I can get before I decide to set up camp tonight. I don't want to do it in the pitch dark, but I wouldn't mind also doing it before it gets too dark and too cold. So yeah, moving onward and upward. All right, well, I didn't make it much further. It's about 5:15 and running out of level spots without a lot of windblown trees. So I kind of took my chances and I'm gonna call it quits for the night. Picked a spot that is somewhat clear, big enough for my Nemo Galaxy 2P tent, and you know, a little more than halfway to the next trail merger. So I'll try and hit that tomorrow morning, of course, but I'm gonna call it quits for right here. right, it's about 5:45. I am in my tent for the night, and my hands are numb. It is cold out. So one thing I couldn't find was a decent thermometer to take on these hikes. I've been looking around for something, and no luck on finding anything through the REIs or Cabela's or even Amazon that was something that would be durable or that had good reviews of accurate readings. So I know it's going to be cold tonight, probably close to 0 Fahrenheit, if not below that. But I've got my sleeping bag that's rated down to 0. I've got a few other blankets I'm going to throw in there. I've got my Siberian Husky, who's hopefully going to snuggle with me and keep me warm tonight. And I've got a few Hot Hands heating packets, so hopefully that'll keep me warm as well. I would have loved to have had a fire tonight. I picked a site that's got plenty of downed wood and a nice little clearing where I can get a fire going, but I just do not feel like being outside of the tent tonight. I'm going to exert my energy to sitting in the tent and trying to warm this up. And yeah, we'll try and make it warm as possible. Okay, just shy of 8 o'clock the next morning. It was cold. Survived. Didn't sleep too much. Missed my king-size bed sprawling out and taking up a lot of space. Sleeping bags kind of restrict that, of course, as you all know. But like I said, just before 8 o'clock, and we're going to continue heading west on Hankins Pass Trail. Beautiful sunrise. Can't really see the sun yet. It's still over the mountains, but once it comes over, it'll definitely warm things up, and I'm sure I'll shed a few layers. But the direction behind me that you guys are looking at is where I'm headed. So check in a bit. Okay, update. Newsflash. We are headed back towards the car. After about 10 minutes of trying to convince the dog to head west, she wasn't having it. And so instead of trying to do that for the next 20 plus miles, I decided we'll see if she wants to go back east towards the trailhead. And she was more than eager. So looks like this is going to be a short trip. Not going to be the full loop that I wanted to do, but definitely a good experience. I've never been on the Hankins Pass Trail segment before, so it was definitely a change of scenery from what I've done before, and it's nice to see it. It's always nice to get out and do a overnighter in the woods. And as you can see, Mika's got a lot more pep in her step. So I'll touch base when we get back towards the trailhead. But for right now, we're moving at a brisk pace eastward. Some other great advantages of this weekend, even though it wasn't a full hike, but got to explore a new trail that I'd never been on before. Got to spend a night out in a tent. Always love doing that. Got to take my dog out, get some of her energy worn down, so she'll be exhausted for about 2 hours in the car on the way home. And once we get home, she'll be raring to go again, of course. That's a Siberian Husky for you. For those of you that are interested in getting one, know that they are a ton of high energy, balled up, and a shedding ball of fur. I got to test out some new stuff. I've never hiked in hiking pants before. I've always hiked in blue jeans. I'm not a professional hiker in any way, shape, or form. I'm a guy who grew up in South Carolina at about 17 feet above sea level. I moved out here about 5 or 6 years ago and really enjoy putting myself to a challenge. And so when you start at a trailhead that's somewhere around 8,000 or 9,000 feet, when I grew up at 17 feet above sea level, it's already a challenge. But like I said, I've never hiked in hiking pants before, but I went and bought a cheap pair from Walmart. Bought some Swiss Gear pair that was about, I don't know, 18 bucks. They seem to work well. I like how they're not snagging on anything, and I like how loose and stretchy they are. I also like that even though I'm crossed through some snow that's up to my top of my boots, they don't seem to attract moisture, they just repel it. Okay, well, my battery died on my phone in the middle of my last recording, but I was talking about my new gear. Talked about my new pants, how they're working okay, and the other new piece I got is this new backpack. This is a Gregory Baltoro. I went with the 75 liter edition because I tend to overpack, and because I'm from South Carolina, I don't like cold weather, so I pack a lot of extra layers and blankets and stuff. But this pack is for his very first maiden voyage on my back, very impressive. This is the 2018 model. There's some good sales on the 16 and 17 versions, but I really wanted to try out the 18. The suspension system on it is really nice. I carried about 41 pounds all in with everything included, and I guess I was probably carrying closer to 25. So very, very impressive. Well worth the money. Spent about 330 bucks on the unit at REI. But yeah, and as you can see, the wind is blowing. So I'm back at the car. Mika's inside the car. It's about 9:15. I'm gonna head home. Thanks guys for watching.